Hey, it's Jason from Pro Guitar Studio. Today we talk all about Travis picking. So we're going to dive right in, listen to this piece we're going to learn. But the really good things to note here is that we're going to focus on building our picking pattern. So on our right or left hand, depending which hand you are, on the picking hand, we're going to use our thumb, index, and middle finger. So really try to get all three of those fingers working for you. And the cool thing is that the chord shape stays the same all throughout this piece. So I'm really trying to help you focus on the picking pattern. So just like every Travis picking pattern, we're emulating a ragtime piano piece where we're alternating the bass note. So the thumb will handle multiple strings, and index and middle will be dedicated to a single string. And like I said, the pattern stays the same all throughout, so it's nice and straightforward for you to get to work with this. So let's dive right in, take a listen, and we'll get to work. All right, so now that we've heard the piece that we're going to work on, let's talk about the picking pattern. So with our picking hand, we're going to use thumb, index, and middle. And what I'm going to do here for the pattern, so it's going to stay the same the whole way through. So to get started, we can just use open strings. And we're going to do string 6 with our thumb. And that goes for a full quarter note. And then we're going to move to string number 4. Okay? And then our middle finger is going to grab on to string number 2. So middle finger on string 2. And those second and third notes are eighth notes. Right away, we're going to jump back to our thumb on string number 6. Index on string 3. So those are eighth notes again. Slow it down. And then to finish it off, a quarter note with our thumb on string number 4. All right, so that's our general pattern. So the first thing I would do is try to work on that pattern. It's quite a common pattern too, so a lot of songs will use this. So here's the fun part. So to start off here with the chord, take a C shape. So the first fret string number 2, second fret string 4, and third fret string number 5. And for this song, we're going to move our ring finger up to string number 6. Okay, so this would be called a C over G. Really nice full sound. And we're going to move this shape along. The only shape that doesn't follow that is where we take our index and middle off and leave that ring finger on the third fret. And that's a G. Okay, so even though you might know G like this is also a G if we don't play string 5 and don't play string 1. So with that C over G shape, we're going to move up where our ring finger is on fret number 10. And so this is basically a G chord. So G over D would be the name of it. Sort of different than you're used to, but we're going to apply that pattern. Now arching your fingers is really important here, because you can hear what I did there. A really nice open voicing, right? So it rings out really nicely. And we slide back 2 frets and we do an F chord. So this is G. This down here is an F of the G, so an F add 9. Same picking pattern. And forgive me if I'm rushing through these, but basically the chord shape's going to remain the same. The picking pattern is going to be the same all the way throughout. So really, once you get those two things going, all you have to do is figure out where to place the fingers, right? So the first chord, the G on fret number 10 with the ring finger. F add 9, ring finger on fret number 8. And we're going to move down to our C over G shape. So fret number 3 with our ring finger. Then we're going to take our index and middle off to play the G. Back up to our G up here. Okay, so this is the higher G. Down to our F add 9. And then twice on the higher G. Okay. So we had and then we're going to repeat the same first part again. So the first 4 measures. Now our ring finger is going to go to fret number 5. Okay. Now these shapes here, it's the same thing, but we have a D. Essentially, it's a D chord with a G. Okay. So a D with a G is what we call an add 11 on the D chord. So a D add 11, and it's over the A. I should also mention that G up here was a G over D. The F was an F add 9 over C. So the official name you'll see on the tablature will be a little different, but I like to think of them as G, F, C, G, just to make it simple, right? And so going back to where we were right now, the D add 11 over A, fancy name, big name. Same pattern, going down to the C over G, and then the G twice down here. In the open position. So a nice resolution coming down here, right? So from the beginning, now, you'll also hear me slide. I'm not including this in the tablature because you don't have to do this, but sometimes I'm going sliding and trying to make it smoother as a transition. So whatever way works for you. Sometimes doing a slight pull off, and that's not the way it's necessarily written. So you could play it straight. But you'll hear me transition, trying to do it a little more smoothly. All right, so that's like the first half of the piece. So the second half is the same until the very, very end, until where we went to like the. So it starts again. All the same up to there. And the final chord, this is sort of cool, is an A7 over E. So we slide our ring finger to fret number 12. Very unexpected. And then we go to the F add 9 over C. And then the G over D. So the finale. Now, if you're putting a lead guitar or melody on top of this, it can sound really cool with that unexpected A7, F, G, right? So the A7 doesn't seem like it would normally jump in there. So if you look at the chords from this, like the G, F, C, these are just straight chords, right? G, F, back to G, G, F, C, G, D, C, G. Second time G, F, C, G, G, F, G, G, F, C, G, and then we have A7, F, G, right? So unexpected, but it sounds really nice when it pops in there. That one note that we're going into, the C sharp, can sound really cool. So we have this. All right, so I mean, there's a lot we could talk about with the theory there, but really what I want you to get out of this is that it's a really good practice for your Travis picking, right? So we can use that same shape, the same chord shape, and same picking pattern throughout the whole piece. You don't need to change strings or anything. So it really allows you, once you get that pattern down, to actually jump in and do the whole piece of music, okay? Now, I hope you really enjoyed learning this today. It was a lot of fun for me to write. So if you like this, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe for more lessons every single week, and I will see you very soon.